You've been struck.
Hey, you there.
Oh, me?
Yes, you. Whatever is the matter?
I'm bored.
Ah, stuck in the age-old Guild Wars 2 content drought, eh?
Yeah.
Now, stay with me. I may just have something to perk you up a little bit.
What's that then?
Introducing Fractals of the Mist 2.0. Remember the good old days of Guild Wars 2? Scarlet's Invasion, the Vine Tower, the Marionettes, that one-off Carker event, all those large-scale world events now simply left to that feeling of nostalgia.
Yeah, I remember well. I remember it when
Don't interrupt.
Sorry.
Well, we all know that it wouldn't make much sense if these events returned to Tyria for the simple fact that time has moved on.
Well, yeah, it'd be
So one would have to travel through time to get to these events.
Uh-huh.
And what are Fractals of the Mist?
Dunno.
Yes, you guessed it. Fragments of the past that you can revisit, therefore making it possible to travel back to a time where Scarlet lived and invaded Tyria. Just think of the endless possibilities that lay ahead of us if the fractal portal was expanded to create a stable and everlasting portal back to these maps where the events would run consistently. Yes, that lull of content drought would be at an end. We would never again feel that we have lost fantastic content, as the wonderful game designers at ArenaNet could simply pluck the events out of the real world and open a portal to the old content within Fractals of the Mist, thus solving the problem of world hunger within Tyria.
I am hungry.
For you see, we will eliminate the very careless structure of the game, whereby the living world giveth, and the living world taketh away. One might say 2 steps forward, and a giant leap backwards.
Oh.
By doing this, ArenaNet would both give additional content for the game while maintaining the feel of an ever-changing world as they remove such content from Tyria and drop it inside Fractal of the Mists. From there, Fractals would gradually become the second Tyria as such.
Second?
However, it would be filled with all the events that once were, but are no more.
No.
Just imagine the joy on the players' faces to see some of their favourite content returned to the game. I, for one, would relish the chance to fight the Marionettes again.
Do you?
Oh, it was such fun.
Yeah.
Travelling from world to world within the second Tyria.
Who did?
Fractals of the Mist would have open world content for us all to enjoy and never have to suffer the sorrow of losing content ever again.
Never, ever.
What say you, simpleton?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah. What the fuck was that? Hi guys. Okay, so that is my idea right there for Fractals of the Mist. Now I'm currently in the lobby, so I just wanted to kind of go over everything that I acted out in the previous video. I do apologise for my very bad acting skills. So we are in Fractals of the Mist. Now, as we know, it's a very small map. But what I was thinking is that, like, things like the invasion on Lion's Arch, the marionettes, which I mentioned previously, so many different things that we've seen in the past. We loved them, they were really good. Much like the Super Adventure Box, well, we just want it back. Well, I do, personally. Whether you guys do or not, I don't know. But I do. Personally, I would love to get that sort of thing back. So, my sort of thinking on the whole thing was to have Fractals of the Mist become a second Tyria. By that, I mean basically taking the entire Tyrian map and just sticking it into Fractal of the Mist. So it's like just an empty blank canvas. The maps that don't actually have anything on them, just can't access them. They don't even have to be there. You know what I'm saying? But for maps such as Lion's Arch, for example, you would be able to, like, this would be like the central hub. It'd all be on one level, so there wouldn't be that falling level. You know, they'd reposition it, and then you could just run to Lion's Arch, and there the event would start for the invasion, Scarlet's invasion on Lion's Arch. You could do it in like in the phases, because obviously week on week it changed. So you can do the escape from Lion's Arch, and then after that event there's a cooldown period, and then you do the fight for Lion's Arch and all that. You can just do it one after the other, and you can go to all the different Scarlet's invasion maps where Scarlet comes as Aether Blade everywhere. There's toxic knights everywhere. You're in a huge mass of people all running around the map killing things, and then at the end you get to fight Scarlet. Because you're in Fractals of the Mist, it can have an increased like chance of dropping mist essence and stuff like that, which are a ball ache to get a hold of. Let's be fair, they're useless, but they are a ball ache to get a hold of. So it'd be nice just to be able to fill up with them and just go, you know what, great, another collection item that I really do not need, or material or whatever. But still, it would be really nice to have open world content to be able to bring all that stuff back that some people missed. You know, people who are joining the game now, they have missed all of that content. I mean, the Marionette, I absolutely loved the Marionette when it went right. I mean, there were a lot of rages, you know, when it wasn't done right. You know, one team fails and that's it, the entire map fails, and it's like, no! But that was part of the fun of it, you know? It's like, are they going to make it? Are they not? There was no certainty as to whether anyone was going to make it. All these different events, they were just so much fun. And I just feel that the further we go along within the living story, I look forward to the living story, but I also dread it. Because, you know, you've got, oh, they're going to be adding in new content. Hopefully this new living story, season 3 or whatever it is, when this comes out, it's not going to be just another block of chapters to do, you know, instances. You know, I'm hoping they're going to like do some world events that tie in with it. The only problem there is that we're going to be going back around in this vicious circle. They put the world events in the next chapter, they take them all out again because time has moved on. We never get to see those events again. And I know it creates a sort of urgency to do it, you know, there and then, but at the same time, I want to be able to do them again and again and again and again because it's fun. It's something to do. And as I said previously, Guild Wars 2 is starving. It really is so hungry for content. And the problem is they're adding in great content, but then they're removing it. And that's what's so irritating. When content comes in, I want the content to stay as such, but it doesn't make sense. That's the problem. It does not make sense for that content to stay within the game once the story has moved on. So Fractals of the Mist is the solution to that. You can put the content back into a sort of second tier within Fractal of the Mist. You just stick it in here. So it would just be another tier. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? Am I chatting shit? It just makes sense to me. In my head, it makes sense. Now, there is the argument, well, you could always do the Marionette as a Fractals boss. You could just add that into the sort of the cycle. The Marionette as a boss, there's 5 lanes, there's 5 people in a team. But then people will argue, well, yeah, but then it'd be too hard. So, well, no, because then you'd make it easier. There's that whole argument. With this, it's a solution. It just fixes that problem. You don't have to add it in as a boss. You've got your main hub here where you can go in to the Fractals dungeon, as it were, to do the different Fractals, you know, which were outside of our time frame, which we can't visit anyway. It was never really part of history, other than, you know, the Aether Blade ones. But you just keep them as they are. It'd be great for the Aether Blade dungeon for you to be able to actually go back and do the entire dungeon again, rather than the little snippets. You've got 2 snippets of the same dungeon, and it's like, well, I'd rather go back and just be able to do the whole thing all over again. I don't know whether it's still in here, but you've got your achievements panel, and it's in historical. I mean, if you just look at all of this content, heck, you could even add back in the Zephyrite thing, you know, because that's crashed. That crashed in Drytop, so will that ever come back? We don't know. But it would be great for it to be added into Fractals, so you could go and revisit it and you know, play around with the event again. That would be awesome. You know, maybe not to the extent where you would be getting loads of loot again, but it would be nice to be able to get the fortune scraps again and to unlock skins for the new players, particularly, you know, skins that they've never had a chance to get a hold of because the content is just gone and probably won't ever return. So that's why I'm thinking, utilize Fractals, make Fractals. If ArenaNet are going to focus on Fractals, then focus on it, use it to its utmost. Make it a second Tyria, make it like a fucked up Tyrian, oh my god, there is like just a time crap thing going on all over the place. I can't think of any other way to describe it. It's just like, oh my god, you go into one map, you're in, you know, 200 AE, and you go into the next map and you're in 5,000 AE. It's like, what is going on? You know, but that's the beauty of Fractals. You can just jump from time to time. Time and space, sorry, just bang the mic there. You can jump between time and space anywhere within Tyria. It just makes sense. And I don't know whether anyone's ever suggested this before. I hope someone puts this on the forums so ArenaNet can see it and go, actually, yeah, that was a pretty good idea. But yeah, it just makes so much sense to me. In my head, it makes so much sense. I don't know what you guys think. Please leave your comments below, because I really do want to know what you guys think, because all I'm seeing in my head is, this is perfect, this is going to work, there is no two ways about it. So if you guys can come and say, well, actually, Coops, if you think about it this way, you know. And I don't want this argument of, oh yeah, but then the expansion won't come out as quickly and they won't be able to work on X, Y, and Z. Who says it has to be now? I'm not saying it has to be now, that they have to put everything else on hold. I mean, I'm still a bit pissed that they took the Legendary team off and they stuck them onto the next expansion, because, I mean, that's just a real kick in the balls. But I'm not even going to go into that. You know, I'm not saying take everybody out and, you know, have them start doing... There's people work... There's a Fractals team anyway. Surely they can work on it. It doesn't need to happen immediately, but for them to add in one map and then add in another one, or just to add in the blank canvas to begin with and then start building it up progressively, it doesn't have to happen immediately, but as long as we sort of see results slowly trickling in, then what's the issue? You know, there's no love lost. Fractals is kind of at a position now where it's not moving forward. We're not getting new Fractals, we're not getting new content or anything other than the Legendary back piece. It's kind of at a standstill, but ArenaNet are really pushing it. You can tell from their perspective, they are really pushing Fractals onto people and saying, we want you to do Fractals. Okay. Well, you want us to do Fractals, that's all well and good, and we will do Fractals, but there is a certain... Everyone's got their sort of cut-off point where they're just like, yeah, this is boring now. Doing the same maps over and over and over and over again. That's why I don't like PvP. I don't like PvP because it's the same maps over and over and over and over and over again. And I get bored of the scenery. I want something different. I want to change. I want to be able to go to... have a choice of, you know... 20, 30 different maps to choose from. Something that I can just... It just switches it up a bit and keeps the game dynamic and interesting. As opposed to now when we've got, what? 3, 4 maps for ranked. It's like, well, 4 maps? I'm bored. You know, I'm fed up of seeing these maps. I'm fed up of going to this one and losing constantly because the other side cheat. You know who you are. So, that is just my idea. Please do feel free to share this video on the Guild Wars 2 forums if you think that it's going to back up your argument, if you have made this suggestion before. I'm hoping it will. If there is anything I've missed, you know, that is with me, you know, if you're with me on this and I've missed a certain point, leave it in the comments below. We will continue the conversation down there. Please share this with all your friends who play Guild Wars. See what they think. I want to know what everyone thinks, and I'm hoping that if we can get enough interest and we can actually push this towards ArenaNet and go, look, this is what we want, and this is a massive amount of content that's already been in the game, so all you have to do is kind of copy paste. It's not a huge amount of work for you to do, but it would make the players happy. So anyway, let me know down below, and I will catch you next time on Game Slobs. Ta-ta! Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and maybe hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all of my shenanigans. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I've linked a related video right there for you. Go ahead and give it a click.